Hi, good morning. Frank Wilson here. Hey, I just wanted to continue our conversation that we started a little while ago about prospecting and the importance of lead generation. Today, the topic is going to be your sphere of influence. And sphere of influence is one of those words that gets bandied around a lot. I don't think a lot of people really have an in-depth understanding of how to work it or what it's about. This is only going to be a 2-minute video, so my goal here is just to tease you enough so that you come away saying, hey, I need to go learn more about this. Having a vibrant sphere of influence will make a difference of how hard you're working today versus how hard you're working tomorrow, in 3 years, in 5 years. It'll also set aside the quality of business that you have. When you're dealing with a sphere of influence, and we'll talk about what a sphere of influence is here in a moment or two, but when you're working with people from your sphere of influence, they already know you, they respect you. The conversations that you have with them are going to be a much higher level. You're not fighting for trust. You're not fighting for their confidence. You're not having to have discussions about justifying your brokerage fee. Instead, these are people that already know you and trust you. So let's talk about who goes in your sphere. For those of you that are new, the people that will go into your sphere of influence is anybody that you know. That would be friends, that would be neighbors, that would be relatives, regardless of where they live. Don't forget to always look for the referral business out of state. But everybody that you work with, your insurance agent, your CPA, your dentist, your doctor, think of your veterinarian, think of the people who provide services to you. All of those people should go into your database. Your insurance salesperson is a good example. And it's a good example of cross-sales opportunity because if you've got a home insurance salesperson that you like working with locally, somebody new comes into the area and needs a home insurance referral, you can certainly give them that referral. So that's sending them business their way, which will encourage them to send business your way. In any case, building up that sphere of influence. For a new broker, you might only have 50 or 75 people in your sphere of influence. If you're an experienced broker and you've got several years under your belt, obviously anybody you've done business with would go into your sphere of influence. Anybody that you've met at open houses or other prospecting methods that have indicated that they might have a need to buy or sell a home in the next year or two, they're going to go into that sphere of influence. So now you're building up this group of people. The key thing that I think so many people forget about is, okay, so you've got 150 or 200 people in your sphere of influence. That's great. But what's more importantly is each of those people know 50 to 100 people. And it's those people that you're really trying to get through. Unfortunately, in today's world with Facebook and other social media type items, it's easier to reach people that they know. So getting back to the sphere of influence, you've got this group of people. It does depend. It is important to figure out where you want to put that database. A lot of people use Outlook. A lot of people use ACT. There's Top Producer. There's a bunch of ones out there. Our company happens to have a program called MyDesk that keeps track of all of these. And obviously, you're going to need things in there like name, address, phone number, birthday, email address, cell phone number, all that information. But even more importantly than that, what turns it from a database into a real working ultimate client relationship type of a system is that you put in personal information about them. When you talk with them, when you engage with them, you keep notes. You make little reminders for yourself of, hey, next time we get together, this is what we want to talk about. So this is truly, I mean, if you've got a database, all a database is there is a bunch of names that you send stuff to and you hope they remember you. With an ultimate client relationship type database, which John L. Scott happens to have, it's more about helping you remember them. And so when you engage them, it's a much deeper level of engagement. Okay, great. So now you've got this database. How many should it be? I'd love to see you get to about 300 people in your database. Sometimes you get to a point where you say, well, gosh, do I really know everybody in your database? Remember, everybody in that database is people that you've known, people that you've met in your real estate circles, people that have indicated to you that they might have an interest in real estate in the near future, as well as service providers to you. So these are people that you should likely know. Within that 300 people, there's going to be a core group of people. Maybe out of 300, it'd be anywhere from 30 to 60 people that you know really well. And so when you step back and put together a marketing program for those people, you're going to differentiate the core people from just the whole database. So now let's get into what you're going to send to these folks. So communicating with your database, communication is probably a better use of, or a better word to describe what we're trying to do, is you want to use all different modalities of being able to communicate with your folks. So you want to not just send email, you want to not just send postcards, but instead mix it all up. put together a plan that says over the next year, here are my 300 people and here's how I'm going to communicate with them. Some is going to be postcards, some is going to be letters, maybe a newsletter, maybe some of it is email. Handwritten notes are going up in value today. So mix up the way that you want to talk with them. And also, don't forget face-to-face and phone-to-phone. That's the highest and best use of your communication or your time working with your people. Now, obviously, when you start talking about your core people, I'd mentioned you're going to treat those a little differently. Great, those are the people that you might bring items of value to them. That's the person that when you're going by a bookstore and there happens to be an author in there, you know enough about that person, they like that author, you might stop in and get an autograph and give a book to your client. So those are people that you know a lot better. Those are also the people that are sending you the most leads and the highest quality of leads. So with regards to the database, here's why I want to say, or your UCR system. The reason why this is so important is NAR in their housing trends and with their profile of home buyers and sellers last year came out with some numbers that I think are astounding. With buyers, 61% of buyers use a broker because of a referral or it's a broker they used in the past. When it comes to sellers, 73% of them either used the broker that they used in the past or came from a referral. I would tell you most of that comes from referrals. And what frustrates me a little bit about our industry is that most brokers spend 80% of their time and money going after the 27% of strangers that are out there. Again, coming back to you, 73% of the people use a broker that was referred to them. So why are so many brokers spending time and money, investing in Zillow, investing in Realtor.com, investing in all those other lead generation systems, when if they just spent some time with their own sphere of influence, that would pay dividends far beyond. Now, I'm not saying those other platforms don't have a place in your business, but brokers seem to go there first when in fact what they should first be going to is their sphere of influence. So just a couple of tidbits about sphere of influence. I think that it's a critical part of your business. I think it has to be at the top of your list. As time goes by, hopefully you'll be working more and more with people that come to you from your sphere. Also, don't forget social media. That's a great way to stay in touch with these folks. Facebook, there are a lot of different plans out there for Facebook. Again, this is just a quick video. Look into it. If I can help, as always, just send me an email. Have a great day in real estate.